Could Lucy try and talk to us and move the tip?
Whoa!
Murder, suicide and phantoms await the most haunted team in Nottinghamshire.
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. The building behind me was originally built in 1784. It has a history from child labour to suicide. There are many ghost stories here, from women dressed in black to apparitions disappearing when approached, strange noises and a feeling of complete depression. With all this in mind, I just had to investigate Pleasley Vale Mills.
Lying 4 miles north of Mansfield, both of the mills at Pleasley Vale date back to well over 200 years. With the cotton industry booming at the turn of the 19th century, child labour was often used to meet demand. But the harsh conditions did account for many young lives. Despite 2 large fires in the 1840s, the rebuilt mills continued to prosper for over a century until manufacturing finally ceased in 1987. After 7 years of neglect, Mill Number 1 was partly renovated and is now utilised by a variety of businesses.
In those days, of course, in the 1780s and 90s, the village of Pleasley wasn't in fact big enough to supply a workforce. I think there were only 485 people that lived in the village, so they had to get a workforce from somewhere else. And these, of course, came from the workhouses, the poorhouses of London and other parts of industrial England. Children from the age of 7 worked here from 5 in the morning till 7 at night. They even had to sleep by their machines at night. They were very badly treated by some of the overseers, and many children, of course, died here. There are many stories of children's voices being heard, especially in the woods opposite the mill. That's a place for us later on tonight.
Voices have been heard along this first floor corridor when there's no one there. It's also said emotions run high, so much so that people are said to burst into tears for no apparent reason.
One morning I was doing an open weekend. I came to work, I was on my own, the staff were running a little bit late, and I went onto the first floor, that's where our premises is, and I went to the ladies, and as I opened the door, somebody said hello to me 3 times. The voice sounded like a male person's voice, not really old, not really young, but just like an inquisitive hello, as hello was a question, to try and get my attention.
Yes, I've had quite a few paranormal experiences here. In the office where I work, I've seen a few lights and shadows, which I can't distinguish what they are. Also, I've had not pleasant experiences going down to the ladies' toilets and on that corridor, really frightening experiences. I've seen lots of orbs and felt lots of unhappy thoughts down there.
The figure of a man has been seen standing in the car park next to the forklift truck. People at night delivering containers speak to him and then complain about how ignorant he is because he never speaks back.
Many men have reported that to the security, but the ghost or the person that's standing there doesn't answer them, and the people that are doing the deliveries think that the person's quite rude, so when they drive out they say to the security they've just been speaking to someone that never answered them back, but the night security man tells them that's happened many times.
Dark ghostly shapes have been seen here in the woods, along with voices, giggling and laughter. So who or what haunts Pleasley Vale Mills? We have 24 hours to find out.
The best place for the most haunted group to go to is on the floor that I work, which is the floor 1. Somebody down there is not very happy. I feel it is a male, and now you lot are here, I feel that he is not very happy. He is really quite upset that you're disturbing his peace.
This location is one of the most complex that we have ever visited. So does parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe have any tips for obtaining the best results?
This to me is a lot different to some of the locations we've been to because it's not claustrophobic, it's not small spaces, it's big corridors. How do you think everybody's going to feel tonight?
I think you're right, it's not a typical haunted location. There are certainly some parts that have been recently refurbished, so there's not going to be any sort of psychological effect or suggestion effect at work. However, there are some areas that are derelict and certainly look as though they date back hundreds of years, and that may add to the fear and anxiety and suggestion that's going on this evening.
Is there any particular story or haunting that interests you about this particular place? And is there anything that you're looking forward to for yourself that you're going to do tonight?
I'm quite excited about tonight because there's been a lot of eyewitness reports of full body apparitions and interaction with those full body apparitions. Hopefully we'll catch something on film, hopefully somebody might even have that interaction.
We've invited spiritualist medium Derek Akora and guest psychic David Wells to join us in Nottinghamshire. Both arrived just prior to filming and with no previous knowledge of our concealed location. Surrounded by woodland and with few safe places to hide, it was time to investigate Pleasley Vale Mills.
You're right, Derek.
Yeah. I'm just, as we come up into this atmosphere, even though it's outside, what keeps on coming here, I'm very aware of this very, very young child. And also, there's a lady with this child. And I feel with her there's great sadness. And I feel she wants something sorting, she wants something clearing up. She wants, I feel, us to know something, I don't know what that is yet, but I just feel with this lovely lady, a young lady, her energies are still around. So is this babe child.
Is it her child?
It's her baby? It's her baby, her child. And I'm also now getting this mental image of a man that's behind her, and she's not known he was behind her. He's pushed her over.
Where's he pushed her from? Can you just tell which point?
Just point to the direction,
Yeah,
don't walk near
yeah.
the edge.
Over that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So the man has pushed her off the edge?
He's pushed her off the
top,
edge.
yeah.
And she wants, thank you, Sam. Her and her babe child perished. He sprung up on her. As she turned round, there he was. And he's pushed her over. And right, a big drop. Poor bless her.
Why would he
She's
do
on
that?
the
Why would he do that?
I feel that his association with this young lady as if he was doing things that he shouldn't. That's the way they give it to me. He was doing things that he shouldn't have been doing with this young female. And I feel she wanted him to be more responsible. And he cajoled her to these heights. And at the last moment she heard, she turned and he was there and he pushed. And she went down.
We need you to find out who she was and who the man was that pushed her, Derek.
Yes, I'll ask. I'll
Yeah,
keep on asking.
yeah.
John.
John who?
John who, please? John who? Come on, please. If you give me so much, give me a bit more. Bless. S. Okay, thank you. Can you get me? See if you can get me a bit more, please, Sam. Please, bless. I know got the name, the first name, John, very clearly, and I guess initial S.
Right.
And I feel that must start the surname. That sounds like 17. It looks like 98. I feel like giving me a period of time. 17, and it looked like 98.
Most of the alleged paranormal activity centres around mill number 1, and after just a brief spell on its roof, we've already discovered the possible murder of a